Hi, Bells fans. It's great to see you again. I hope you all have been safe and healthy. I'm Ryan Carlson, and I'm excited to get to Bellingham in 2021 for some Bells baseball that we've all been wanting oh so badly this whole year of 2020. It's almost over, but today we have a very special guest, someone that you knew well in 2019. He was a West Coast League All-Star and a third baseman for San Jose State baseball. Troy Viola is with me today on this Bells Vodcast. Troy, how have you been?
I've been well. We're in some tough times right now, but it's just kind of staying healthy. I'm glad I get another year with San Jose State, and I'm excited to get my final year college baseball going.
For sure. It was nice to see that the seniors were granted another year of eligibility because your last game came way back in March, I believe. You guys were at Cal, and speaking about San Jose State. And that was your last game until the lockdown came, and you've been locked down all summer. So what did your summer look like after that game?
So we found out that the season got canceled, obviously, and that was a big shock to everyone, I think, especially the seniors who had been working so hard, especially for their final season. And so I went home. I was unsure of what the future looked like. I had heard rumors of possibly getting a year back, possibly not. So just trying to figure all that out. I went home. I ended up working on my uncle's ranch for about 2.5 months. Doing some excavation with him and working at a gas station of one of his friends of the family. And so just moving irrigation pipe and doing some country stuff down there, which I'd never gotten to do before, really, being from LA, and then kind of Bend, which is not a huge country town. So I got to do some fun stuff over the summer like that with my uncle, some new cool experiences. And then I went back to Bend and I coached some baseball with 16-year-olds. That was a great experience. That made me have to take a step back and get a different perspective of baseball as a whole. I'm usually at third base running all the situations through my head. And now I got 9 16-year-olds expecting me to tell them what to do in every situation for every position. So, it definitely expanded my baseball knowledge doing that, and kind of gave me some things to think about going back into my senior season here. So, was it the best? Was it the best thing ever to have the season canceled? No, but I took a lot of great things out of it. I'm definitely more prepared going into this next season.
Yeah, and so you had to take an extra class or pursue a minor, right, to come back and play this upcoming year?
I did. So I completed my communications major last year, and that I would have graduated, obviously, if the season would have been completed. And coming back, they just told me I had to pick some kind of minor to make me eligible to play another season. I chose a business minor, and I thought, why not? If I got to take one, I think business is a great thing to have going into the rest of my life. And there's always going to be some time where you can use that. So, I decided to do a business minor, and I'm in the middle of that right now. And it's going pretty smoothly. I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah, and so your thoughts on coming back in the spring? What does the fall look like for San Jose State baseball, and what are your expectations for spring 2021?
There has been a lot of up and downs in the fall of 2020. Just figuring out how to keep everyone quarantined, how to meet expectations for the county, so that we're not breaking any COVID violations. Making sure that there's a certain amount of baseball players in every group, so that we're not going over the limit when we're in the weight room or on the field. So there's been a lot of individual work this fall. We haven't been able to get together as a team, really. We've had to space things out and do everything individually. So it's been tough. Have there been some ups and downs? Yes, but I think that the guys that we brought in, as far as I've seen, really talented, and I think it's going to be an exciting year for the Spartans because we're used to overcoming adversity, and this is just another one of those things. So I think we're handling it well.
For sure. Yeah, it's going to be a loaded roster with your freshman recruits and then the returning seniors who get another year. What's the word on a spring season? Have they told you to expect to play, or is it still kind of up in the air?
Yeah, no, there is going to be a 2020 season as far as we know right now. They had to do a little bit of moving things around with travel and everything, we won't be able to go out of our conference as much as we would in the past or previously. But it looks like we're going to be playing, as far as I know right now, each team from our conference twice. So that's going to be 6 times total. We're going to play every team from our conference. We will be traveling to them, and they'll come to us once. And then I think we get 2 out-of-conference series. So who that is, I don't know yet. Once the schedule comes out, we'll find out. But it looks like we're going to be having a season. I think we're kind of getting COVID under control. As far as Santa Clara County, they're doing a good job of just keeping us in the places we need to be to make sure we're not spreading it and staying safe. And so we're hopeful that we're going to have a successful 2021 season.
Yeah. What have you and the San Jose State baseball team been told to focus on and kind of perform in terms of limiting the spread and focusing primarily on in order to have a 2021 season?
Right. So we have to pretty much stay in our houses if we're not going out for an essential. We're only allowed to be with the people that we live with. And so the guys that are living with baseball players right now, they get to be in a group basically when they're working out. So they get 7 guys, whatever that might be. Whereas me, who I live on my own, I don't have any partners. So when I go to do training, it's one-on-one. I got to do my own hitting and my ground balls and stuff like that. So, it's just kind of the luck of the draw. If you're living with someone that's on the baseball team, great. You get to go in a group with them because they're trying to keep these groups quarantined. But if you're someone that's solo, you just kind of got to do it on your own. Obviously, the coaches are doing everything they can to help and within the regulations and the rules. But yeah, that's just what Santa Clara County has said right now is if you're with your teammates, that's great. If you're not, then basically they can't keep track of what the solo guys are doing, and they don't want us getting incorporated with the guys on the team that are together and then spreading some kind of crazy thing. So they're doing a pretty good job, but that's where we're at right now. We kind of got to stay separated. If we're not going out for an essential, we got to stay in. And the coaches are just basically telling us, we've overcome adversity in the past, and that's what the Spartans are known for. And what is this? What is this one more adversity that we got to overcome? We're used to that kind of thing, and I think we're doing a great job of it. And we just got to make sure that we keep ourselves in shape and keep our skills sharp. And then we're going to hit the ground running when we get back in January, when we're allowed to get together again.
Yeah, and your last season of summer baseball was back in 2019. I know that sounds like forever ago, but that was with the Bellingham Bells, and obviously didn't have summer baseball this summer. But what was your experience like up in Bellingham? And you were roommates with Nick Proctor, and you guys are close down here in the Bay Area. And just tell us what that experience was like.
Yeah. So Bellingham was one of the best summers that I've ever had playing summer baseball. I've never really had that experience of going out of the state for the summer to go play somewhere. It's always been something correlated with the Bend Elks, which was where I lived in Oregon. And so if I was either playing somewhat with the Elks or something like that in the previous summers, and I'd never gotten that full summer ball experience, right? And so leading into the 2019 summer, I really didn't know what was going to happen. I thought I was going to go home and try to play for the Elks. And they ended up not wanting me to play on their team, and for whatever reason. And so I had nowhere to go. And my coaches gave me a call about, I think, a week and a half before the season actually started, whereas other guys know they've been playing for the Bells for months, right? And he just called me and said, "You want to play for the Bellingham Bells?" I was like, "I don't know where that is, but that sounds good to me." Like, I'll take it. I'll take it if I can play baseball. And they sent me up to Bellingham, and it was the best thing that could ever happen to me. I got a place where I got a fresh start. No one knew who my name was. No one knew who I was, and I just got to be around a bunch of guys that I've never met before. Obviously, really good athletes, really good competitors. And the first thing I noticed right off the bat was like Bellingham was a very high-class organization. They did things the right way. They took care of their players. They made sure we had everything we needed to succeed on and off the field, whether that was gear or amazing host families. Our host family was Bill and Lisa. They were fantastic. They did everything they could to make sure that me and Nick were ready to go every single day, whether that was making breakfast, making sure we had cars accessible for us, and just taking us out to see Bellingham so that we could get the full experience. They loved us, and we loved them in return, and yeah, it was amazing. And as far as playing in Joe Martin, fans are incredible. I'd never seen something like that in my entire life, bringing like 22,000 to 3,000 people a night, no matter rain or shine. They came, they brought the energy, they brought the excitement, and they kind of just gave you a little slice of what it's like to play in the major leagues is what it felt like to me. You know, I felt like I was a kid again, and kind of envisioning playing in front of 40,000 people. That's the kind of energy that they brought every single night. And I couldn't ask for anything more. You know, it was one of the most fun summers that I've ever had up to this point, and I definitely wouldn't have asked for any other place to be.
You mentioned that post game and around the Bellingham community, there were young fans coming up to you with Britney Spears posters and asking you to sign those. And I think that has something to do with your walk-up song that you had at San Jose State, and that I'm guessing you probably had up in Bellingham.
Yeah, no, I've had "Baby One More Time" as my walk-up song since my freshman year of high school. I haven't changed it since, and I had told one of my coaches back in the day, because he thought it was extremely bizarre that I was playing a Britney Spears song. He said, if you're going to play this for 4 years of high school, you better be playing that in Yankee Stadium when you make it. Wow. And I said, all right, I will not change it until I get there. And so for however many years, 8, 9 years, through JUCO, San Jose State, and then into Bellingham, I hadn't changed the song. And I've gotten some great reactions to it. I've gotten some negative reactions to it, but my saying is Britney's always got my back, no matter what. And so, yeah, going into Bellingham, having that as my walk-up song, people definitely got into it. They took it and ran with it. They loved it, and they were coming up with Britney Spears posters, things they'd had when Britney was like big back in like the early 2000s. And they were like, "Oh, can you sign this? This is so cool!" Like, blah, blah. And that was exciting to me, because hopefully one day when I do make it, hopefully I can get Britney's attention. Maybe she'll come out and I don't know, watch a game or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been my walk-up song for as long as I can remember, and I don't plan on changing it soon.
How did that start? Did you just pick it randomly, or did it just sound good one day and you're like, yeah, that's going to be my walk-up song?
So if I'm being honest, it was like everyone tries to get these hard songs, you know, like some kind of rap or some kind of rock to pump them up. And my thought was, if I could get every single girl in the stands to like look up from their phone because they want to know who the heck is playing Britney Spears, like how could you not be more amped up when you know every single girl in the stands is watching you?
Yeah.
Right? And so it was kind of like something to stand out, because they hear all these rock songs, these rap songs, but all of a sudden "Baby One More Time" comes on.
Yep.
And people are like, "What the heck is this? Like, I need to know who's walking up to this song." Right? And so then it's all eyes on you. And I feel like I play best when all eyes are on me, and it feels like you're under the bright lights, and the attention's on you. And so that was kind of where it started with my freshman year of high school. And that was kind of the thought that was running through my head.
Yeah, it puts everyone at ease too. If the game is tight and they hear a song like that as a walk-up song, it's fun, enjoyable for everyone.
Right.
That's a great story. What were some of your favorite travel destinations in the West Coast League, and being a Bellingham Bell? I know there's quite a few destinations the Bells travel that are unique and pretty special.
Yeah, I'd say Victoria up in Canada was one of my favorite spots, just because I'd never been out of the country actually until we went to Victoria up in Canada, and that was a super cool spot. I think they had the first Lululemon, if I'm correct, which was cool because I love wearing Lulu, and so we went up there, and to be able to see the first place where it started. And then there was this exchange rate in Canada too, right, where you can get things cheaper if you pay with your debit card or whatever because of the exchange rate. And so we went crazy in there, and I feel like we bought out the whole place. But yeah, that was a fun place, beautiful, and they also had a very great fan base that brings it every single night. And I know that was a pretty big rivalry in the past, in the playoffs and whatnot. So we knew that was going to be a big series, and then being able to go out of the country also was pretty cool. And then I'd say going back to Bend, being able to go back and play the Elks, the team that I'd grown up watching since I moved to Oregon when I was 11 years old, was really cool. I got to go home. I got to play in front of my friends and family and people that had watched me grown from Little League all the way to college baseball. Got to kind of come out and watch me put on a show for them. And that was exciting. I kind of had a little chip on my shoulder, I'd say. I hadn't gotten a chance to fully play a year with the Elks, even though I knew that I had everything it took to be on that field and stand out. And I had never really gotten that chance for whatever reason. And the Bells gave me that chance, and I came home and I got to put on the show for my friends and family. And that was probably the coolest place, was coming back home and getting to play in front of all of them and kind of play the Elks, or a team that I've grown up watching. So
that was even a little bit more of a special trip for you, right? Going back to Bend, because it happened to align with your birthday, if I'm not mistaken. So how was that, being with your friends and family and playing in your hometown on your birthday? And I think it was a big birthday of yours, right? 21?
It was the 21st birthday. We'd known I was leaving for the summer, and that was a big deal because we knew it was my 21st birthday. We had no idea where I was going to be.
Yeah.
And so we looked up the Bell schedule when I got up to Bellingham, and we could not believe how perfectly the stars aligned when it said June 20th through the 22nd in Bend, Oregon, playing the Elks. And that was special. And then to come out and my first at bat, I hit a home run against the Elks. Like, it was just it was a perfect story. Everything lined up perfectly that night, and it was awesome to be able to come home and celebrate with my friends and family after that game, and just throughout the weekend. Because we had no idea where I was going to be, and then the fact that of all places we're back in Bend was just too good to be true.
Yeah, it seemed like the perfect storm, and that had to have been special to get a home run in front of your home fans, your hometown fans, and the team that you had a little chip on your shoulder.
Totally.
Again. So that's a cool story. I want to circle back before San Jose State, before Bellingham, and back when you were in high school. What drew you to San Jose State and in their baseball team?
So out of high school, I did not have that many. I had one offer, and that was from Central Arizona College. It was someone that had come and watched me hit in one of the cage facilities when I was in high school. And that was the only team that had given me an opportunity. I was a late bloomer. I was probably 5'10", 160 pounds when I was a senior in high school. Definitely underdeveloped. I had aspirations of being a professional shortstop, but I didn't really look like one. And Central Arizona was the team that gave me a shot, so I went out there for the fall. Got out there. They didn't want me to play shortstop because they had a senior shortstop there, and I was going to have to wait a year before I got to play. And being a naive little 17-year-old, I was not okay with that. So I wanted to go play shortstop right away. Ended up going to Glendale College, transferred over there in LA. Played there for a year and a half. Amazing time, amazing people, coaching staff that wanted to work just as hard as me. And since they made me move to third base as well, I just bought into that. And I said, look, if I'm going to play third base, I need you guys to want it as bad as I do. Like, I want to be the best third baseman in the conference then, or in the state. I said, okay. So an hour before practice every day, hitting ground balls to me over and over and over and over until I perfected what I wanted to perfect. And I ended up winning a gold glove at third base there, one error in conference my sophomore year. And I think I batted over 300. And that drew some attention from San Jose State. And they were the first Division I school to reach out to me. And I dreamed about it my whole life. My team growing up was USC. My grandpa went to college there. My mom had gotten into USC. And so my dream was to play Division I baseball as a Trojan. But then the Spartans were the first ones to give me the nod and kind of believe in me as an infielder when I was told that I wasn't going to be able to play on the left side of the infield because I was too small or whatever the case was. And I ended up signing with San Jose State. I grew a couple inches, now I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, and instead of 5'10", 170 pounds, all of a sudden I think I was opening some eyes, and I said, you know what, like, I don't know what offers I'm going to get after this, but like, this was the first team to give me an opportunity and believe in me. And that was all I needed. I signed the national letter of intent. I came over to San Jose State, and I honestly wouldn't go anywhere else. This is a place where you got to work hard if you really want it. Things aren't handed to you. You gotta work really hard if you want to start in squad here, and you got to do things the right way. And I'm extremely excited to get this season going, because my journey in Arizona, Glendale, San Jose State has made me who I am today, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
You've been pretty exciting to watch over there at the hot corner for me as a broadcaster at San Jose State, and you fit in nicely with the team. And I know you definitely left your mark in Bellingham when you were up there. So the fans will love to see this and check in with you here on this Bells Vodcast. And we really appreciate your time, taking the time to hop on and check in with the Bells community and tell us a little bit more about your journey over the years. So really appreciate it, Troy, and best of luck the rest of the fall semester and into the spring. I sure hope we're able to watch you out on the field at the turn of the year here. Almost done with 2020, but thank you so much for joining us. I know the Bells fans will love it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Had an amazing time in Bellingham. Wouldn't change it for the world, like I said. I love you guys so much, and good luck in the 2021 season, Bells.
Should be a great one. Bells fans, keep your eye out for more Bells Vodcasts. We're going to have Coach Jim Clem coming on soon and head coach Adam Gieslin. Should be great, all in preparation for the 2021 summer season in Bellingham. It should be very exciting. I can't wait to get up there for the first time, experience Bellingham myself. It's been long overdue. But Troy, thank you so much for hopping on. Bells fans, keep your eye out on social media for all updates and more podcasts like this. For now, stay safe and stay healthy, and we will see you next time.